Alright guys, so today we are back with another video. Sorry it's been literally over a month now and it's the summer, so you'd think I'd be updating more, but here's a picture of my calendar, right? My last update I believe was a bit before June 1st because that's when I had my subject tests. And then, okay, so this week I was supposed to be studying mostly for subject tests, right? Here, actually, I'll show you what I was actually doing though. So we do that. I spent twice as much time working on Aeronef and that video as I did studying for the subject tests. And because of that, I think I might have got shafted on physics. Because I never took physics 2, which is what most of that is over. So, well, most, by I mean, like, well, 30%. 30%. I will know in 2 days what I got, but, you know, okay. But yeah, so, doing that. And then, for an entire month, I was at Tennessee Governor's School, which is this thing right here. There's a bunch of here's proof that I'm there. There's a little picture of me working. Hadn't washed my hair in a while, in like probably like a day or two possibly, because I had a roommate and there was curfew, so not much time. 6 hours of classes every day, and then most of that other time was spent doing miscellaneous stuff. Where's more of me? I have them all saved on my laptop, but I'm not on my laptop if you can't tell. And I haven't been on this PC in quite a while. But, yeah. So I was here for an entire damn month. And we did not get much done. Originally, I thought it would be okay to spend an entire month there, because I was gonna... It's supposed to be like college level courses on, and I was gonna take one on physics, which I enjoy, right? But the thing is, right, we didn't end up doing physics at all. Our professor had a PhD in material science, and we just spent that entire month learning material science, which I have absolutely no interest in. So you know I had a fun time. There's me and the boys, me and my thick butt sticking out, you know. Yeah, there we are. Classic. But yeah, so spent an entire month there for very little outcome. I mean, like, very little gain. But, you know, so like, I kinda, it had to be done. Well, meh, I don't know. It was a fun experience. I enjoyed it while I was there, but I did not enjoy looking at my time tracking or like my lines of code per day on Aeronef compared to last June while I was there, and thinking about like my productivity and what I would gain from that. Like, it was fun hanging out with friends and stuff, but I didn't gain much. But yeah, here's a breakdown of my time tracking within that month. And oh, okay. Because of last week I was at Yosemite, and that's why I didn't work in at all last week. Because, well, I worked a bit, but like, what is that? 3.5 hours, yeah. Because not only does Yosemite not have Wi-Fi, but like since you're hiking and stuff, there's not much time to be working on this. So last week was completely unproductive. So it turns out I've got like pretty much exactly a month, like 30 days of 31 days or so of the summer left, and and I've done very little, which is kind of saddening, but you know, and then like I've kind of come to the realization that I'm probably never going to finish this, at least before college starts, which was my initial plan when I started working on it. So that's kind of sad. Like, I thought I was going to be able to finish the game, put it online, and then start, like, and try and sell it, not for much, like $5 probably. Then make some money off of it, and then if need be, put that on a college app, and then yeah. Because okay, my goal in life is to become self-employed, right? I want to go to a good college like my sister, because then you can like meet people and meet other business people, help you get started, and of course it helps with marketing if you went to a really good college like my sister did. She's in Princeton, by the way, which is kind of a big stressor on me, but Also, speaking of college, got my AP scores back the other day. Okay. Well, to preface this, let's go this year, or maybe not this year. How about just January to the last day of school? Like, I don't know exactly when school ended. Wait, yes I do. 21st. So, as you can see, the vast majority of my time throughout the school year was focused on AP Lang. In fact, nearly 7 times as much time as I spent on physics, and 7 times as much on calculus. Although I did spend time in study hall on calculus homework, but unimportant. So you'd think that my AP scores would reflect that. I want to die. So, wait, have I not had music going this entire time? Sorry about that. I thought I did. Well, yeah. So, we got a 3 on Lang. I got a 5 on physics, of course, because, I'm good at that. 3 in A push. I wasn't expecting anything else. So, yeah, 5 on calc, because the teacher's really good. So, yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing. And I guess here's my code frequency. So you can see I have been working, but not nearly as much as I did last June, because I did not have all my time to dedicate to this. So what can you do? But yeah. So I've wasted enough time. I should probably get into what I did, shouldn't I? Okay, so I've got a little notepad thing of all my, I looked through my GitHub commits before making this video to make sure I know what I'm doing. The first thing I did was I changed how knockback works. I don't even know if it's going to be that noticeable, how much, if it changed, because I still, like, at Gov School, since I could only work in maximum an hour and a half intervals, it's not like back in June where I could just sit here for hours and work, right? So I thought I disabled this. Okay, but yeah. So oh my god, how? I thought I fixed that. Alright, I didn't even know that. Well, it's not that I thought I fixed that. I didn't even know that was a problem. So, okay, we're gonna write that down as a bug. Can I get another sticky note, please? Okay. Enemies. Forgot. Okay, so yeah, that's an obvious bug. Oh yeah, okay, here's something that's cool. When you break a block, it makes a little animation. It doesn't just disappear now. You know what? You know what? Oh, God. Map. Oh, I'm in map. Spawning. We're just gonna disable that for now. Because I never finished rehauling that. Even though I said I worked on that later. I worked on it a lot, and I did improve it, but I didn't finish improving it. So, there's a lot of things that I just... So yeah, I will do that today, I promise. Okay, so yeah. There's that. Next up, yeah, tile breaking animations. Okay, what else was there? Let's see. I'm trying to figure out what the name of this texture was. What ID? 91. This is some very basic projectile motion. And then like the orientation of the rock. Oh, it does not work very well when it's facing the left. Oh, wait, but only sometimes. Oh, it's because if it's going directly up. Because it doesn't really have much of a, you know, whatever. Okay, so, yeah, there's that. Oh, here's a cool thing. Sorry, this might take a minute, as it always does. Do I have a ship built anywhere? Okay, what in God's name? What did I do? How did I even break that? What did I change to make that not work at all? Because it used to work really damn well. Fuck. Okay. So, whatever. Just ignore that, I guess. Sorry I'm such a disappointment all the time, man. Haven't been able to test this much. Or really work on it much, for that matter. Okay, so yeah. You got your ship. And then, still need to change how this is rendered. But, okay, so, you got your ship. And then, you move around. Like, maybe break some blocks or something. And then, here. Let's just go back. The first one was this. So when you die, oh no, you gotta go back and get your ship. Oh yeah, because I have fly on. Okay, well, /die. No, you spawn back on your ship. That's what I added. And then even better than that, there used to be this problem where the ship, oh yeah, another thing. Ships used to, when you built them, it left the parts there and didn't save it. I fixed that. And now if you leave the game, you come back, not only will the ship still be there, but it'll be updated in its location for the most part. And you will hopefully... God! Yeah, okay, well, apparently it doesn't work all the time. So yeah, I dislike bugs, and I dislike myself right now. Alright, so at least we're getting a good we're getting a good list of bugs here that I can fix. Alright, so it's more of a bug test really than it is anything else. Oh, airships have a maximum speed now, so it doesn't get ridiculous like it used to. Probably don't remember that, but it used to go like stupidly fast in the because you're only controlling acceleration. But the maximum speed, I don't even think there was a maximum speed. But yeah. So, oh yeah, another thing. If you want to stop your ship, you can make it accelerate down as much as possible, which is really just putting all the air out of the ship, and then it'll, for the most part, stop moving with the wind, because it creates friction with the ground, and that holds it back. And then hopefully, if all is correct, is this working? It should be, but it kind of appears like it's not. Let's try that again. Let's put it back to the ground. God! It used to work, I promise you that. Because I got it to a functioning state, but it just doesn't appear to be there anymore. So, you know, I hate that bug. I need to fix that. Okay. But yeah, so yeah, frick me, guys. I apologize for everything. Okay. If this doesn't work, I will literally eat my shorts. I swear to God. Okay. I decided I wanted to add a neutral enemy, or a neutral entity. Other entities can still walk through airships. That's something that I originally put in because I thought it would be too laggy, my method, but it doesn't. But oh, okay. No, it's not even that they don't collide with the airships. They just don't collide horizontally. So that's great. Another error to add to the list, guys. All right, our Trello is gonna be looking thick after this. Let me tell you. So, yeah. Sheep. Airship. Okay, yeah. So the airships save now correctly for the most part, except respawning back in. It doesn't save as often as it probably should. But you know, spawning rehaul still. Yeah, still. I changed how spawning works, but like I said before, still pretty broken. Crouching is Crouching is now like you hold down the key instead of you press it and then you just keep crouching, because the crouching isn't good enough to make it really interesting to toggle. So yeah, you just hold down control and then you do that. That's I think that is one of the few functioning changes I've made, and because it is extraordinarily small. I really wish like I didn't have to move around as often as I do and it did in Gov School, so I could work on things for a longer amount of time before having to either pretend like I'm paying attention or work on something else. But what can you do? Okay, so crouching is not a toggle anymore. Void detection. Airship / metadata saving. Okay. Oh yeah, void detection. Here's something that's interesting and functional. And I promise you this time, I know this is functional. Okay. So. Oh yeah, this is, might as well demonstrate this. But this is a project I made in like 2 class periods for for Gov School. It makes Hadamard matrices. If you want to know what that is, just Google it. But it generates them. I haven't tried it on this computer how fast it can generate them. So I kind of want to do that now. Let's go up to one of the higher ones. Okay. Never mind. But okay, so basically what it does is it's easier to show on these, but so basically the rule with the Hadamard matrix is the first row is every row has to agree with 50% of all other rows, with 50% of the tiles in all other rows. So this one works because this row has both, and this one has half of both. This and this one would be like 1, 2. See, half of that, and you could half of that doesn't work because it's 100% of that one. So you go like that, and this one, that is half of these. Is this one it agrees on? This one it agrees on. These two it doesn't. This agrees on. It agrees on that, and then these two it doesn't. It doesn't agree on those. But yeah, okay. So. Sorry, slight tangent there, but it's a bit of a game, and then you can also, but the main reason I made it is because I wanted to try and see if I could make an algorithm that could generate these, and I did, and I was pretty happy about that, and I was showing it off, and that's what I was, that's what I was doing in, I closed the tab, never mind, but in the picture where I'm demonstrating something on the computer to a bald man. That's what I was doing there. I was showing off that project. So, yeah, sorry, got distracted. God. Discard changes. Okay, so you got your noise generation, right? Pretty cool, right? Noise generation. I've shown it off before. But okay. So, what was the original problem? Well, these are fixed, so it doesn't show them well. But okay, so imagine the map looks like this or something, right? And there are all these places where there's nothing. I wanted to make it so it's going to put a new island in the most empty regions of space. And it was very hard to do that without making it iterative, or like doing a loop for every single tile, which is to find and then like locate the distance between regions, and that is extraordinarily inefficient, right? But this thing that I made here, what this does is you got your thing, and then instead of going through and checking the distance here to any other tile, instead you get this, and then every time it iterates, it moves in, it spreads the black, or it removes the red, it creates a list of red tiles, and whenever I press M, it removes all of the red tiles that are not surrounded entirely by red tiles. And then what this does is slowly, as it goes on, you get to the most empty regions. And then I can do another thing that makes it so it gets a percent. So it just does it until only 1% of the screen is filled. Or, I had to create a void first, so. There we go, there's that, and yeah. Finds the 99th percentile most vacuumous regions. So yeah. That was something that was pretty cool that I did. And then I implemented this into the map generation. and it transformed. Okay. I'm not on my laptop, so I don't have my old stuff. That's sad. Where's my MapGen archive? Here we go. So like if you got this right, there are all these regions of space like this, that is completely empty. And I wanted to change that. I wanted to fix that. I wanted to put something there. Or like these regions, even the smaller ones. So now the map gen looks like this. Look at that. Look at how packed that is. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Another thing you might notice is actually the next thing up, box gen and walls. I wanted to add walls on the sides of the map. So, because I felt weird about just having the world end there. So that's what I did. It's not particularly good. Haven't really fleshed out the idea. But the thing is there. There's something there. Yeah, so next update, I've already talked about it, but just using the void detection to fill in all these empty areas, put islands there. So that was pretty cool. Oh yeah, also with box gen, I decided once and for all to just make the make the tree less obnoxious. Where is that? Where's the old tree? Yeah, this kind of looked really stupid. So I made it smaller, more like a tree kind of. And yeah, I got rid of the clouds because the more I thought about it, the more I'm just like, you know, Mike, that's stupid and it's not gonna work. The game is about airships, so you'd want to be going up, and that was my original plan. But eventually I changed it because I liked the islands so much, and I was like, you know, I really want to start in the islands. But you don't want to go down in a game about airships. Like, that's just stupid. Another thing, when I started thinking about that, is I decided, you know, it's not a 3D game. The game can't be entirely about exploration. Obviously, that's going to be a focus still, but the game can't entirely be focused in exploration, because one of the main things about exploration in games is it's like, the Todd Howard quote, I believe it's the Todd Howard quote, you see that mountain over there, you can go climb it, right? But you can't see the mountain over there because you're locked into a limited 2D perspective of all the tiles that are directly around you. That kind of fucking sucks. So you can't really make it too much about exploration. And the more I thought about that, the sadder I got, because it's like, wow, I've spent all this time working on a game that is inherently flawed, right? I really wish I did it in 3D. And eventually I decided, you know, how about I just add a tiny bit of story to it? Like a couple NPCs in a starting village, and just have you start there, and yeah. So it's like, okay. My previous method of adding structures to the game was god-awful. But I wanted to make this city, right? But I did not. But if it was going to be a real city, I pretty much physically could not do it the way I used to. Where is that? Map generation, world gen, okay. Yeah, I hand entered all of this to make the structures. Let me see if I can find an example. So yeah. What these two arrays are is that first one, this thing, this up here, all that is that tiny house there. This huge array here, that's just that little house there. And not all of those I had to hand do. Well, the second one I decided, I found a bit of a better way. I pressed the button. If you press P, it would print out an array in this format of all the tiles on screen. And then I just and then I had to like crop out by copying and pasting each row into this. And then I had to turn some into -1s because of the way I formatted it at the time. But yeah. So I decided, I can't make a city if I'm going to do it like that. So, I decided, I now know how I can mess with images and pixels and that kind of stuff. Like, that's how I save these images, for instance. That's how I make the mini-map in the game. I can take an image and I can mess with it and figure out, like, what pixels are where. I can replace them. That's how I do the complex rendering, right? Like, so much of the stuff that I've learned how to do in the past year has had to do with messing with images. Well, I mean, I've learned a lot more, but I mean, I have learned a lot about messing with images for the game. So, don't want to get into spoilers. So, I decided to make a system where instead of having to... Okay, here, I'll just show you this first because this is the first one I made. Instead of having to enter the thing, what I do is I just go into Photoshop, I draw a little building, and I save one image as that, and the other image as the walls. And then I have a little bit of code. Let me exit out of that. And here's the new method. It can go to each pixel and say, if it's this color, put this block down. Right? Pretty simple. And then you do that for the walls and for the here, if I go to update float delta. Okay, yeah, it's still there. Still there. So I can test it out like this. Wait, I should probably it goes through the walls and all that, and then bam. It just makes your little house. That's another example of when I pressed B to make a house, and then but it didn't save all the chunks because obviously this isn't going to be in the final game, right? So there's no need for me to go in and make it save every block that it puts down. So yeah, but this was the B to put down house was just a way for me to test and make sure it works, and it does pretty well, I'd say. So yeah, and then I decided, okay, so now that I've got that working, I can start working on the city. And this is what that looks like, baby, so far. And you got that, you got the walls, and then you got your walls, and then you got your buildings, and then you've got these pillars down here. And I've got another thing that is just a single pillar. So then if we go into the map gen, and then it puts it at the bottom of the tree, and then it keeps putting down these pillars until it gets to a place of solid ground that I can end it on. So it's like it's not just floating, right? So yeah, that's that. It's pretty cool, right? Your little village down there, and you're gonna live there. But next thing, if I have a village, what's the point of a village, of a starting village, if there's no NPCs to interact with? So, we decided to start making those guys. Let's see, Aeronef assets, entities, human, clothes. So the first guy I made was this little dude right here. And then after that, I made this guy. You can't see his skin in his face right now, but let's just turn that on. His face is on not full opacity, and then let's put his body in there too. Yet again, it's not colored because I decided to make this guy just clothes. So then, like, if I wanted to, I can let the player wear this stuff. You take his little that thing off. You can see he's a bit of a chubby boy. He's a smith. He's two different versions of I ended up going with this one. I might end up just getting rid of that and going with this, and maybe retexture his shirt a bit, because I like his chub a lot. But yeah, Savage and no. So yeah, I made those two guys, and then I decided to work yet again, not very much, because I did the NPCs entirely in Yosemite, I believe. Well, no, okay. I painted the Steam guy before Yosemite, and then I made the Smith while at Yosemite. Spawn 11. And there are the guys there, right? They're doing the same thing, okay. But yeah. So yeah. We got those two little guys. And then soon you're going to be able to talk to them. That's what I was working on before making this video. I'm still working on that. I need to reshade him, because the shading isn't pronounced enough. Wait. Oh yeah, I forgot to... Wait, what happens if I swap out the textures while running it? I'm pretty sure this guy will stay the same because it's already loaded in. All the data's loaded in. Let's actually try that, boys. 96-2, and then rename this guy. And now / spawn 11. Yeah, there we go. That's pretty great. I like that. Okay, so yeah. By the way, what I just did is I went in here and I renamed, because I had them both saved, just different versions. So I just renamed, this one used to be named 96-1, this was 96. I just made this one 96-2 and then renamed that to 96. And then it'll load in differently. That's neat, I guess. So yeah, oh yeah, other thing. Exit. You might have noticed this, but entities save. I forgot to mention that. I updated that when I updated Airships. Why do sometimes they just spawn a little wrong? Just a tiny bit off to the side. Okay, but I think it has to do with their moving. Oh no, buddy, come back. I really need to make it so they collide horizontally. Why? I don't know why I haven't done that. But yeah, so it saves the locations of them, and then when you respawn back in, they're still there. So that's pretty cool, I guess. I forgot to make it so you can't kill them. But yeah, so I'm working on dialogue right now. It's nowhere near finished, because I don't even know how to do it, because it's such a daunting task, because I know I'm gonna have to add in a bunch of quests and stuff, so it's gonna end up being a huge file, so I don't even really know how to structure it well, and that's the main issue as of right now. But this is all it is right now. Haven't worked very much on it, because I think I only worked on it like yesterday and the day before, which I did not have much extra time in. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. See you next time. Mike Dillander, out.